So we're getting close to the end of 2 weeks. 2 weeks here. Um, so congratulations. I saw a lot of the results from week one. If you have not emailed me your results, whether you're watching this live right now or recorded, please send me an email of the results. That's like the whole purpose and reason for all this. So email me, answer the questions as honest as possible, and email me your results, please. Whatever format, some people are doing Excel, others are taking a snapshot of the picture, but what works for you. So this is going to be popcorn. You guys all get to answer. Over the last 7-10 days, what have you identified that's worked for you? So what's worked for you? I'm going to mute it and tell me your name. Some of you guys have practiced this before. When you're complete talking, say complete. Go.
I'll start.
This is Avery. Go for it, Michelle.
Okay, this is Michelle. What worked for me is eating the food at the right time. What also worked for me is making the food my own. So being creative in the kitchen works. And of course, I love kitchen utensils, so the more the better. What didn't work? Oh, what also worked is going for long walks every day. Sorry, there's a lawnmower.
You know what? Since Michelle, you're kind of doing it this way, so we'll do two things. What have you identified that worked for you, and what barriers have you overcome? So it could be a combination of the same question. So we won't go through what didn't work yet. So what have you identified that's worked, and what barriers have you overcome?
Okay, so what else worked? Exercise, I haven't been exercising besides walking for the most part, but walking every day helps, works. Barriers that I've overcome. Well, I'm still overcoming some. I'm starting up a bakery business. So yesterday we were testing a recipe, and of course you have to try it. So my weight went up 2 pounds from last night to today.
So you can definitely see any food sensitivities with that. So let's go back pre-opening up the bakery. Like what have you identified that kept you from achieving your best version of yourself physically, that over the last 10 days you're like, oh, that hasn't supposed to be a barrier anymore?
I think having a group to talk to about it helps with that. Being open if something is coming up, sharing it with your buddies, with your small group. Because my biggest thing has always been eating the wrong things. And eating the right things, and then at night, eating the wrong things. So I'm complete.
Thank you.
I can start. So what worked for me is preparing my meals in advance. I noticed, I think one day I was really busy at work, and I didn't really have time or mood to prepare anything, and it was a little bit hard. What worked for me is walking every day. I personally didn't find time to join the gym Zoom session, as I was I work in the morning, and yeah, I got really busy, so I didn't really join. It's unfortunate, but I tried to walk every day, and that helps with the step. What else? What I overcome, I would say, I feel like I have more control on my cravings. And before I have a very appetite. I don't know if you experience the same, but now I have a more control of my cravings, and I eat healthy. I eat healthy, and I feel good. Yeah. So I think I'm complete. Unless if
Thank
you
you.
have other questions. Yeah.
I'll go. So, what were the questions? Is what worked, what didn't work, and
What have you identified that worked? So what worked, and then with identifying what worked, what barriers have you identified that you've overcome? So that's in the past. That's something that didn't work, that no longer matters. You've broken through that.
gotcha. So, what worked is eating on time, like according to the schedule. If I fall out of that, then it's like all out of whack. And barrier is cravings, and that I've just been stubborn. So,
So have you noticed that the craving is no longer barriers for you?
well, so the cravings are still there, but I've just like I've complained about it. If you ask Julia a lot, I'm just like stubbornly digging my heels in.
Good. Good.
I can go next. This is Avery. So what worked for me was having structure. Like I love having the meals already ready to go. Like, so there's no like quick putting anything in my mouth. I love following the plan and like literally everything word for word and like sticking to it. Find security in that. Like I know exactly what to eat. I know I'm staying on track. Like I don't even have to second guess. Like I just follow the plan exactly like it is, and that's what I love. The barriers that I've overcome, drinking more water, making sure that I get all the steps in, even if I'm working out. Like sometimes like in the past, like I would work out and not worry about how many steps. So I make sure to get them in for the most part. And that's it. I'm complete.
That's awesome. Thank you. Who's next?
I'll go next, Sanjeev. So what really worked for me was I love the plan, I love the structure, and being military, I always follow. I'm very disciplined. So that way, everything was good. I definitely enjoyed your salad, and I'm going to eat that practically every day. So what barriers I overcame was drinking more water. I never had so much water ever before. So that was a big plus for me and a big win for me, drinking water. So other than that, I think the only thing I was not able to do was the Zoom gym, because the timings were just not right. I worked during the daytime and none of the timings could be right for me, but I did my steps. I actually overdid my steps every single day, and I'm 8 pounds down so far. So I'm really thrilled and happy. I'm complete.
Awesome. Thank you, Sanjeev. Who's
I'll
next?
go. Angelique.
Go ahead, Angelique.
So what worked for me was having the meals already, structured. I didn't have to think. So I love the fact that the meals were already, available to us. And I hung them up on the refrigerator so that my family could hold me accountable for what I was eating also. So everybody knew what I was supposed to eat. So that really helped out, having everybody participate and having a dog that likes to walk me a lot. The barriers that I have is actually the workouts. I work out a lot already, but like I mentioned in the Facebook today, I really get worried about lifting weights. So with the information that I have, I'm definitely going to work out more. But I spend a lot of time cleaning or, doing stuff, building stuff. I'm always doing something. I'm always in motion. So I just have to refocus, the fitness part of it. I'm complete.
Thank you. Who's next? If you're thinking about you, jump on in.
Hey, it's Lindsay. I finally figured out how to get it done.
All
Anyway,
right, Lindsay. So the
Did you say what's
questions
working?
are, what have you identified that's worked? And
Okay.
what have you identified that used to be a barrier that over the last 7 to 10 days really isn't a barrier for you anymore?
What's worked is having my water intake has been awesome, and my self-discipline. And my kids are literally not allowing me having anything. Like I said in my post, we had to call Kimberly so I could use my shake. So that's been really good, having that support system and just being dedicated to it and putting my mind to it. That's been working. What's not working is not getting my ass in gear and getting the fitness part done. And the other part is not following the menu like I should and not eating enough calories a day. That's what's not working. But it's working because I'm losing, except for today was a 0.4 gain, which whatever. I didn't drink all my water yesterday, so that's what I contributed that to. First time I haven't, so yeah, that's where I stand. So I would need some of your support on getting my calories in because I'm eating, I'm not hungry, but I'm not eating much.
Let's talk offline with that one.
Yeah, sounds good. I'm complete.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Who's next?
Hi, it's Shane and Deb.
There we go. Deb and Shane.
So since it's only been 4 months since I completed the 28-day before, I really was still holding to the plan, trying to drink a gallon of water a day. Really the only meal that I strayed was probably dinner. I still, though, what worked for me is that I found that when I did my measurements this week, that even though I was still pretty strict, that I had some inflammation in my body because I lost 2.5 inches around my stomach in a week. And so that's obviously bloating there. So that's what's working for me. Obstacles for me is the whole 10 days, I've really been struggling with energy, feeling weak, blood sugar low. So I've just, so yesterday I got a shake, extra shake. I'm not sure what it is. I don't know if it's the whole cabbage thing because I don't like it. Maybe I'm not eating enough, but so for me, it's a struggle. This one's been a struggle where the last 28 day I didn't feel this struggle. So.
Got it. So Deb, you can switch out any of the foods with the previous menu because the science format's the same.
Okay.
So going back to the barriers, what have you identified that used to be a barrier that you've overcome now?
Oh, well, drinking a gallon of water a day has become standard. Also, the thing that works for us is that if I was hungry, we'd eat something quick. And now we, like everybody says, we pre-make. So the night before, we always make our breakfast and lunch, so it's ready. So, and then if we at least have a plan what we want for dinner, then we're not getting Wendy's or whatever. So it's always worked for us.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Who's next? Who do I hear? Okay, so who we've got left is Jackie, Lori, Mike, and Jess. That's it. So from those people, whoever wants to go, take it on.
All right, so this is Lori. So what has worked for me is getting my family on board. I strongly believe it's got to be a family involved unit in every way possible, whether it's to exercise or to take in the food. So they didn't obviously follow my staff, but they were very much involved. So my daughter loved making the juices in the morning, and my oldest wants to be a chef, so she loved doing all the cooking for everybody in the evening. And we all ate the same thing. So we all had the Lucky 13 salad. We all had the salmon. that sort of thing. So it was really good for that. What did not work, or what barrier that I struggled with most, is eating, period. Taking then the time to eat. And life is too busy. I'd rather just move on and I'll eat later. And then I'll move on. I'm like, okay, I'll eat, but first let me get that done. And so having the time to sit down and eat was probably my biggest challenge, and always has been and probably always will be. So having a schedule, I'm working on it. So that's it.
Awesome. Thank you. Mike, Jess?
Well, Jess is still at work. Actually just got off work, but
Awesome.
what worked for us was definitely having the menus, having the meal plans. Not everything was to our liking. I'm thinking back to the chicken broth days. I don't think we were big fans of the chicken broth, but we powered through it. But some of the meals have been actually real delicious. We love the salmon. Well, I love the salmon, and steak was a very fun day. What we struggled with has been the water intake, because we both work from home and we were in meetings all day long, and sometimes you just kind of forget to refill because you have one meeting after the other. And so earlier on, I was a lot more pointillous about making sure I got the full gallon. Now it's more like 3/4 of a gallon and things like that. So that's been a little hard, but we kind of, at the end of the day, we go, you drink all your water and then resolve to do better the next day. So that's been probably the biggest thing. And also getting the steps, because pretty much sitting all day long, you have to remember to like get up and go walk around and things like that.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay, so I'm Jackie, and I think the biggest plus this time around is my family is more involved and supportive and enjoying the salmon and the salad, the cabbage salad. Yeah, salad. My husband asked me tonight, are you making some more of that? So that was good. Barrier I overcame this week. Was we had a family celebration on Saturday, which has always been a really hard thing for me, but it was liquid day, so that was key, and I wasn't even craving the things that they were eating, and so I stuck to the plan because we had the nutrients. I was getting the nutrients, and it was all good. So that was definitely a huge thing for me. So I'm complete.
Awesome. Thank you, Jackie. All right, so this next portion. So this size of group actually works out well. With a larger group, would be limited to anywhere from 8 to 10 people answering. Since we've got just a little bit more, we all get to answer here. So there's a thing called victimhood. And many of us throughout our life or day like to step into and put on that mask and suit of victimhood. So when we can identify that we justify, blame, or complain, we're putting on looking for a hat. We're putting on that victim hat, that victim mask, because I'm no longer in control. So that being said, what are the stories that you create when you don't follow a plan? And it could have been, normally I see us fall on our face hard between day 10 and 13. Let's look at whether it's been these last 10 days. I cheated. I strayed a little bit. I didn't because, so that's a justification. Or in the past, I always try so hard, but I couldn't do it because, so again, am I blaming? Am I justifying? Am I complaining? Am I putting on the victim mask? So what are the stories that we've created in our head of not following a pre-made plan?
I'll go. I have this perfect answer for that. So it's Lindsay.
Lindsay, you know this game because where we're getting to.
Yes.
we're going to use a term called laser. So roughly 60 seconds or less.
My victim stories have been like, I can't do it. It's too hard. And it doesn't really matter. And you know, what's one sugar thing and what difference does it make? I'm complete.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Thanks.
I'll go, Angelique.
Yeah. Okay, go. Sorry.
Well, my victim story is I'll just work out extra hard tomorrow, or I'll just drink extra water. I'm complete.
I'll go. My victim story is that I already messed up. It won't hurt me to continue messing up, or it's too hard. It's too much. Yeah, I'm complete.
This is Avery. So my victim story through this challenge, there really hasn't been one. Like I've followed it pretty like on dot. But my victim story before this challenge was I don't have time to make myself something healthy to eat, or I don't want to take the time to prepare something. So I'm complete.
May, I can go. Well, my victim story is I start crying and I'm like, oh, I can't do it. This is too hard. I can't do it. Yeah. I'm complete.
This is Deb. Mine is I'm tired of being on a diet when like you go to a party or something and I just give myself, be like, screw it, I'm going to eat. And then I feel guilty. And then it starts the cycle of feeling bad and then eating because I feel bad. And
I'll go. This is Lori.
Hold on, Lori. I got somebody next to Deb that I don't want
I'm
to
sorry.
take away.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I just saw his shoulder. Sorry.
My victim story, before the other plan we did was just a simple fact of not knowing how simple some of these healthy meals are. I mean, once upon a time, I thought healthy meals were, time consuming, hard to make, expensive, and on and on and on and on. But I found that some of them are fairly simple and cheap to make. I mean, just not knowing. And I blame it on my grandmother, her sweet tooth. It's a family tradition. I'm done. I'm complete.
Awesome. Thank you, Shane. All right, Lori.
This is Michelle. Oh, Lori, sorry.
Go ahead, Michelle. No, go ahead.
Oh, okay. My victim story is I've been so good all day, or I've been good for a few days. What's one pint of ice cream gonna do? I'm complete.
This is Lori. Mine is, I feel like I've lived my entire life in austerity. And sometimes I'm just tired of the restricting rules all the time, whether it's in our job or work or exercising or eating or whatever. And I just want to forget it. I'm tired of living with such austerity. So I want to splurge.
I like that one. So with that one, when we notice we go into that, that's our 13-year-old rebellious, throwing a shit fit self. So that there's different personalities that we have with emotional responses, and that's a 13-year-old throwing a temper tantrum. So that's a good observation, Lori. That's awesome. Okay, we've got Jackie, Sanjeev, Mike. That's it.
Okay, I'll go next. I really don't have any victim stories. I don't.
Quick. And Sanjeev, if you did have a victim story, what would it be?
Well, I would, okay, that's a good question. Then
What,
gonna-
Sanjeev, what's your victim story before starting this?
was ice cream. I
Yes.
love Grader's ice cream. The minute I land in Columbus, I go straight to Grader's. But I'm not going to do that. My cravings are gone.
And donuts.
Yes, that's true.
He's going by where I live. I've got Graders and Krispy Kreme literally right next door to each other. This is beautiful.
Yeah. Destination Donuts in North Market. Those are my favorite.
Mr. Mike?
I guess mine is I'm just too busy. I don't have time to spend making stuff. But one of the things I've noticed is most of the meals don't take that long to make. It's actually been a lot faster making some of these meals than making some of the unhealthy stuff you make.
So true. That's good. Awesome. Miss Jackie, you're up.
My victim story, I'm not sure. Probably just, there's so many, I don't know. I don't know. You probably could tell me more what my victim
All we need is one.
story is.
You get to own one of your victim masks.
Denial, is that one? I'm probably that temper tantrum 13-year-old thing of I want it, I'm gonna eat it. There you go.
Awesome. I'm feeling a tantrum right now, Jackie. That's pretty good. Cool. Okay, moving on.
I'll own that. That's okay. I will own that.
I'm going to say I've learned a few of yours over the years here. Okay, I forget. We mentioned it last Zoom. There's 3 behaviors that all successful transformation programs have. There's 3 that are across the board. Can anybody name one of the 3? I already forgot.
Tracking your food.
Well, what was that?
Tracking your food.
Tracking and logging your food. 100% yes. Doesn't matter what the program is, all the successful individuals of it track their food, whether it's old school, pen and paper, or the digital world, or taking a picture. No, and you write it down after you take a picture. Yeah, absolutely. That's one. What's another one?
What is this?
Weighing yourself?
Oh my goodness. People were paying attention. Weighing yourself daily. When you're wanting to transform, you get to track what it is that you're transforming, whether it's your bank account, your relationship, your physique. Yes, you get to track it. Awesome. So tracking my food, tracking my body, weighing myself, and there's one more.
Accountability,
Close. Right next to it.
commitment.
Next to that one.
Oh.
Integrity, self-integrity.
Close. Meal replacement.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
So the one thing that I heard over and over and over that was very consistent across the board today is meal structure and pre-made meals was something that worked for us across the board. And I hear this time and time and time again. Why are fast food and restaurants so, I'm not going to use the word profitable, but why do we invest so much money into them? It's because our brain just shuts down and saying, I have no clue what to fix. I don't feel like fixing it. We're throwing a temper tantrum. We're making an excuse. We're putting on our victim mask. It's going to take too long. So pre-made meal replacements make that barrier gone. Meal replacement, tracking your weight daily, or whatever it is that you're wanting to change, transform, and logging your food daily. Those are the 3 steps across the board that we get to execute to be successful in our transformation. When you fall off, I guarantee you one of those three is missing. I've only done this for close to 30 years, that's all. I heard that once or twice before. I mean, I've only done this for 5 years. I just graduated college. Thank you. Okay, going back. If you haven't emailed me your results, please email me your results. This is what I get to do. I get to track it, get feedback, and make adjustments for the next program. Is anybody here not in a small group? Oh, that's right. You all are in a small group. Check with your buddy. Check with your entire small group. Ensure that they're doing all of those 3 steps and posting daily. When somebody ghosts on the Facebook page, there's a high probability that they jumped off track. Not that they slid off track, but they jumped off track. Please check with your buddies. Check with your small group. Support them on posting daily, whether they're sharing with you via text, via email, Facebook. We all get motivated. Facebook, we all post. A lot of individuals that had done a program in the past, because you guys are posting now, are emailing me and texting me saying, hey, I'm getting back on a program. There's always so many programs. It's not just this program. So in short, they're focusing on themselves thanks to you being vulnerable and sharing. Please keep that up. Last one that I've got. The next program that we're launching, the reason I had done this beta launch is on June 8th. It's being launched through the Pennsylvania and Ohio Anytime Fitnesses, and they're opening it up for anybody that's even not a member. So they've got an online portal. So if there's anybody that you know that's interested in doing, this is going to be an 8-week program that I'll be coaching, that's interested in doing an 8-week program, I've got it on the Facebook page so you can share that with them.
What's the price?
It's super expensive. That barrier's gone. It's $35.
Ah, cool.
Yeah, it's. Yeah. I was there. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
There's a lot more expense going than that. However, there's a lot of. It's planting a marketing seed to activate that motion and jumpstarting their members coming back on board.
Gotcha. Thank you.
It's a lot more cost effective to drop the rate to $35 versus spending tens of thousands of dollars on Facebook and Instagram marketing to invite you to come back to a club. It's easier to say,
No, that makes
let's
sense.
transform you.
Cool. Thank you.
Other questions? We'll go
I have a
5
question.
minutes.
I have a question. So, yeah, I'm raising my hand. You can tell I'm a rule follower. So right after we do this 14 days, Monday, we start over day 1? Is that what we're doing?
I'm glad you asked, because that's my last point here. You guys want to know what the menu is next week?
Yes.
You get to design it on your own.
Oh,
You get to design it on your own. You get to do whatever you want. Follow the calories. Stick to your macro goal. And then based on what you experience next week will dictate how I create the 4th week. The 4th week is already pre-made. I want you to experience the 3rd week on your own. That'll give you a guide for what you're able to do post these 4 weeks and how I can guide you on the last week. Great question. That was my finale, but you brought it up, so here we are.
It's like you fed me the question and you didn't, but.
Next question. I'll wait 30 seconds in case somebody's got a question because it's like right there on the tip of your tongue.
Esteban, did I hear that the Saturday class is changed times?
This Saturday is 8 a.m. Post this. I'm going to send an email. Lori, wave your hand. Lori is a fitness instructor down in Florida, so she's blessing us with links to what she actually makes a living doing. So let's keep that in mind. So thank you for gifting that for the remainder of this 4-week program. So if you're not able to make any of the programs that I have, remember I'm putting a PDF program on your .fit activity. So look at workouts, look at activity, and you'll see PDFs. But Lori is stepping up, huge player, and giving us access. Lori, are you AM or PM? What do you offer?
I have both.
What?
I have both, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, Monday and Wednesday morning time, and then Tuesday and Thursday evening, and a Thursday morning.
Awesome. So Lori's got a lot of access beginning next week. I'll be offering the 7 a.m.s, the 10 a.m.s will go away. And then I'm going to do every other Saturday. So my Zoom classes have dropped down because I'll be back inside the gym. All right. Any last questions? Cool. If there's any more questions, shoot me a text. Go ahead, Jackie. Ask your finale question there. I saw your body moving. Yeah, no? Okay. Any other questions, shoot me a text, shoot me an email. Check with your buddies. Please identify if they've sent me their information. If not, request that they send it to me. And that you guys post daily. We're all learning from it, and it holds us accountable, and we're ripping off that victim mask. So I'm proud of what you've done. Keep it up. Good night, guys.
Thank you. Bye.
Lori.
Bye.
Yes.